Hi, Elephant TV here. Blue Sky Studios sadly shut down last year after running strong for 35 years. While the studio did have a mediocre reputation due to milking a certain franchise, it wouldn't be fair not to acknowledge when they do something great. Despite all the jokes people make about how they tend to fall short when compared to Disney and DreamWorks, Blue Sky had a fair share of great and creative animated movies. So to pay tribute to the late company this month, I will review every single movie created by Blue Sky Studios, as there's no denying most of their films were really good. They had great animation, lovely writing, and honestly, these movies shaped my childhood. However, there are movies that Blue Sky made that were either alright or pretty bad. On top of that, I plan on creating a story ideas video where I'll review the shorts and specials at the end of the month. So without further ado, welcome to Blue July. Well, here we are with Ice Age, the film that started it all before it was milked into a running franchise. You may know this movie really well, but in case you don't, Ice Age is a story about three animals that have to bring a human baby back to its family after it gets separated from its herd. Manny the grumpy mammoth, Sid the wisecracking sloth, and Diego the prideful saber-toothed tiger. Loads of hijinks ensue to get the baby back to its tribe while the trio develop an unlikely but kindled friendship. However, things don't go so smoothly for the trip because Diego's pack is setting a trap for the team. This movie uses the simple premise a lot to their advantage, like how the baby would annoy the three at first, but they also make a close bond near the end of the film to the point they become inseparable. The characters are well developed, and the story is quite simple to follow. I also love the music composed by David Newman. He uses his powerful orchestral themes to make the action scenes more suspenseful, like the ice slide and the lava. All the main characters have great character arcs in the film. Manny goes from being a grump to becoming more open and loyal. Sid is a lovable goof that grows from being a coward to a courageous sloth that faces danger like it's nothing. And Diego at first is a manipulative jerk as he is helping the main villain Soto, who wants to kidnap the baby to take revenge on the humans. But throughout the course of the film, he learns to value friendship and discovers what being part of a pack really means. All the arcs the main three go through are quite a satisfying payoff. I like Sid. He's a funny sloth whose jokes come through his character growth and I relate to his background. Like he believes that he's a nuisance due to his family abandoning him due to his silliness. I'm glad my family isn't like that. Diego is also another villain turning good but written really well. At first he's quite deceitful due to his loyalty to his pack and Soto, but after the adventure he has with Sid and Manny, he sees how friendship and love has more importance and value. As for Manny, I'm kind of split on him. Like sometimes his grumpiness can be funny.
If my trunk was that small, I wouldn't draw attention to myself, pal.
Give me a break. We've been waddling all day.
Oh, go ahead. Follow the crowd. It'll be quieter when you're gone.
But other times, he can get really grating. Like, he has no reason to hate Sid at all, who hasn't done anything wrong.
Because you're small and insignificant, and because I'll pummel you if you don't.
You know, I don't like animals that kill for pleasure.
I know this sounds like I'm hating characterization, but there's a difference to making your characters grumpy but friendly, and just making him grumpy therefore he's a meanie. Scrooge McDuck and Guy-Amai had this type of character, but done a bit better. Other than that, the banter the three take at each other and the places they go through allows them for their friendship to be believable, as well as a thought-provoking message of just because you're different, that doesn't mean you can't be friends with someone. The animation, despite the primitive designs, really hold up years later. While there are times where the models are reused, there is a lot of creativity and heart in the scenery. The scene with the blizzard makes the environment so cold and dangerous and makes me worried if the three would freeze to death. The ice slide is quite a memorable scene with the tensity of catching the baby when it slipped off of Manny. The lava still looks dangerous with its simplicity, and the music and the humor makes the scene quite a scene to rewatch over and over. There's also an advantage in its story where they use the simple story ideas so you can follow along with the fun adventure. I also love the moments where they would use only the expressions and the music to sell scenes through non-verbal storytelling. Like the scene in the cave where Manny reflects on when his family got killed by humans. There's also the scene where Manny could be able to let go of his grudge to keep the baby safe. And when he meets the father, he grows to forgive the humans and returns the baby back to its family. There's also the subplot with the humans with great non-verbal moments themselves. They also don't try to shove our humanity as dumb moments because this was a time where we had to take drastic measurements in order to survive. I now wonder if any other films years later also uses non-verbal storytelling, where you see someone's feelings or subtle actions which allows the audience to think for themselves.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
The humor in the film is still really funny years later. The bit where Sid is trying to get a melon to Rozhan, yeah, that's the name of the baby, funny enough, also voiced by Tara Strong. There's also a lot of humor in the suspenseful scenes, and I can't help but repeat some of them sometimes. I did hear that Ice Age was originally going to be hand-drawn in Fox Animation Studios, and was going to be directed by my idol of animation, Don Bluth. However, due to the previous film in 2000, Titan AE flopping, and Fox Animation Studios shutting down, Don Bluth had to turn down the script. Now, I want to acknowledge the mammoth in the room. Not you, Manny, the character, who has officially become a meme. People on the internet are throwing hate on the baby, and literally showing how they would hurt it. And I say...
This isn't funny!
Yeah, I agree. It's too messed up and it's a promotion of child abuse. Granted, he can be a bit annoying sometimes, as babies are, but it's still just a baby. And furthermore, if that baby was never stranded, Manny, Sid and Diego would never have been friends. To the person that made the baby a meme, shame on you. I hope you never have children. And before someone says, but it's ugly, it was released in 2002. CGI was still in its earliest stages. Now, with that out of my chest, back to the review. Overall, Ice Age is a film that holds up 20 years later. Despite some of the flaws it has, it's still a pretty great movie, and I would still recommend it to kids today. I give Ice Age a 7 out of 10, with the ribbon of awesomeness. Blue Sky, you set the bar high. And next up will be their second animated film, Robots.